Hello, it's Rob here and welcome to the next of my build videos on the Tamiya SW01 Lunch Box Mini. We left off on step 3 once I've finished the gearbox, as you can see here, or gearbox stroke chassis, and today we'll be starting on step 4, which is I believe the CVD drive shafts. So without any further ado, let's crack on. Now here we go. This is what they look like once they're built, and yeah, another first for me, not seen these ones before. Fairly easy, but yeah, there is a sequence that you need to follow, and it does say up here attach them in number order. So there we go, and there's also notes about pushing the dog bone in fully and making sure it lines up. So we get part C16, not C16, and a dog bone, and pop it in. And if you see here, there's a hole in this part C16, big enough for the 3mm grub screw that holds the dog bone in place. And what you need to do is you've got a cutout on the dog bone there, and that does only fit in when it's one way up, which is that way. If I turn it round, you should see that it's not going in until we get to that point. So you'll feel when it's correct. You then need to get one of your grub screws, and this plastic is not the stiffest, hardest of plastics, so you really have to be careful on how far you tighten this up, and that's about it. And it holds it quite nicely. We then need to get one of the universal joints and the 2mm Allen key, as I call them, or hex wrench as Tamiya call it, and pop the universal joint in like so, and then we just force the thing on. I didn't mean to take that out. Typical. You then basically move this one way or the other, it doesn't matter which side it is, and then take part C15, and starting with the lower joint, pop that on, and again just force it over like so, and there we've got a universal shaft. So I'll quickly go through it again for you. Move on to step 5. Step 5 is the making up of the front uprights, steering knuckles, and there's a note here, if you're using the plastic bushings, which are G2 in this case, it tells you to basically remove any excess of the mould tree, but I've got the, I think these are 1150 bearings as a replacement, and you do need to make up different sides. It's really just the position of the ball joint that you have to make up each side. So I'm doing, I think this is the right hand side, oh no, left, typical, always get it wrong me, but it simply pops on like so, and then this plastic isn't that hard, so it's quite easy to screw in. So again, I wouldn't advise tightening it too tight, like so. We then take one of the drive shafts, pop a bearing on, we can pop it through the C-hub or the axle carrier, get the outer bearing, pop that on, and then get an R-clip to temporarily stop the thing from falling to pieces. And that's step 5, and we can move on to step 6, which is making up the front upper arm. And again, I think you need to check your orientation of this. We've got these two tiny little parts C1, and again it's telling you to remove the excess moulds, tree, if there is any. Fortunately my cutters, apart from the handle, are flat edged, so quite often, not all the time, but a lot of the time I can get away with not having to tidy the mould tree up. And then we just basically, from looking at this, pop it in, yeah, and then you can do that with your hands. I was expecting it to be a bit harder to do than that, but there we go. Pop them in there, and then we get part B8, and check the orientation, and that just goes like there. And two BA2s, 8mm screws just to hold that in place. So I'll finish that up and we can swiftly move on to step 7. Okay, step 7 is attaching the front uprights, and by the looks of this, adding the suspension. So again, we'll just line some of these bits up, hopefully, right and left, there we go. And then we need to take a BA3 and BA6, which is a 3mm washer it says here, but it looks more like a spacer, but hey, that just pops over like so. We then pop it through the ball joints that we've just done in the last step. Then we take a BA7, which is a 2.6 washer, and that goes on like that. And then we take a spring and pop it over like so, and that screws in there. Whoops. And I believe we need to screw that all the way in till it tightens up on that 2.6mm washer, like that. and that's going to be your suspension. Okay, so there we have one built up front suspension and steering, sort of, and we can move on to step 8, which is building up one of the differentials. If we move the piece of paper around a bit. Now I'm going to do this as a dry fit, because I want to show you exactly what's going on. Basically, we've got part, no, it's not giving me a parts number here, which is a pain, but we've got the main diff case, and then we've got 6 8-tooth differential planetary gears, and then 2 of these what they're calling differential joints, which, yeah, it's also the socket for the dog bone built in. So to build it up, we need to put 3 of the planetary gears in one side, except it's not going in. There we go, like so. Then you need to put one of these differential joints in place, spin it round. We've then got a bar BA14 2x13mm that you need to poke through, and then you've got 3 planetary gears on the other side and another differential joint like that. But you've got to install it like that. There's no screws to hold these joints in. You've got to somehow get that and this in step 9 mounted to this with this, all with 2 ends. So that's going to be fun. So I'll get and grease all the innards of this up, and hopefully that'll maybe help hold it together, and I'll join you for step 9. Okay, so here it is, the differential all greased up, and it holds together a lot better. So we can move on to step 9, which I think will be the last step in this episode. So with that, let's get on to it. This is attaching the front upper arm, and as you can see, the tricky bit might be getting it all together, really. On step 8, I forgot to tell you, you either need part G1, which is the plastic bushing, or in my case I think it's the 1250 bearings, and then that can just pop in like so. There we go. And then we just need to pop some grease on that. Right, and then obviously you need to check your orientation of this upper arm, and it just slots into that big hole there, like so. Don't forget to put, and then we need part A4, which again should close the gearbox or the diff housing up like so. And then we just need another 2 BA2s for the minute, one in there, It's not going in. There we go. So that's the front part of the chassis done, shall we say, almost. I've just got to do something for the bottom arms. So yeah, as I say, I'll leave it at that. I hope you've enjoyed this little build video, and look forward to seeing you for the next one, where we'll carry on with parts bag A, and you never know, probably get to the end. Thanks for watching. Bye!